Hey everybody, Jason from Automation Made Simple. In this video we're going to look at how we can create a script in Airtable. So we're going to create an automation, we're going to have a small scripting step, and we're going to show you how you can create the script using ChatGPT. And also it's a very useful script that gets around a shortfall in a Airtable Automations, in my opinion. So let me show you what I mean. Let me show you the setup here first of all. So we have one table called leads, and in here we're just going to keep the leads and opportunities that come into our company. So we just have a name, we have who it's assigned to, and we have the status here and the project that it links to. So we'll look at that in a minute. So the status is in progress or 1. When we change it to 1, what we want to do is create a project in the projects table and link them together. So as you can see in here, the projects have been created, it's linked back to the leads, so we have all the information. And then what we want to do at the end of that is then come in here and update this field with the date the project was created. Okay, so this is the bit we'll go into script, and I'll show you why. So let's jump over into automations and let's have a look at how this automation will be built. So this is the trigger. So when a record matches a condition in the leads table, when we change it to 1, we want to create a record in the projects table, and the name is going to be the name of the lead. So we're just going to copy that. The assignee will be the same, and we're going to set the status of the project to do. We're going to link it to the lead, so we're going to link to the record that created this. And then what we want to do here is then go back into the leads table and update the created field with today's date. Now this is the bit we have a problem with. So if we just change this here to static, we just change this, then we can choose a date here and we can choose today here, but that is going to be a static date, so it will always be the day you choose. So every time it runs, regardless of today, next week, next year, it's going to put this fixed date in that you select here. So we don't want to do that, we want it to be dynamic, we want it to put the date in of today. And in Airtable we can't do that. There's a shortcoming that doesn't allow us to do that like we can with Make and Zapier, where we have the today and the now variables that will do that for us. So there are other ways of doing this, but it's very useful to have a script to do that for you. And once you have that script, you can use it again and again. So let's just jump over to ChatGPT, where we have the script. So all I've done in here is ask ChatGPT to write me a script for an Airtable automation that outputs today's date in the format, so you can obviously change this format here, and we're just telling it that we want to use it in a subsequent step, so we want to use that, so we need it to output. So ChatGPT has kindly created this for us, so we're just going to copy, we're going to head back over to Airtable, and we're going to add a step in here, and this time it's going to be a run script. So let's get rid of the standard text and let's just paste that in there and have a quick look at it. So we're declaring a variable here, outputDate. We're creating a today, which is going to be the date. So this is just creating the variables and the constants that we can use. This is going to be formatting the date for us, and then we're going to output the date in the format we want. And this is the output.set. So this is going to output to the log, so we can see what happened. But this is going to output for the subsequent step. So that all looks good. If we just run this and test it, we can see what it will do. Okay, so this is the console log. This is just telling us what happened, and this is the date it's going to output. So if we finish now and we go to the next step, what we can do in here, we can change this to be dynamic. So we're not going to choose a date, we're going to get the date, and we're going to get the date from the script step. And here's the output that it gave us. So we're going to choose that. We're going to update. And now when it runs, it's going to create the project. It's going to run the script to get today's date, and it's going to update the record. So let's see that in action. So just head over to projects. There's only one project in here. We're going to create this one here. So we're going to say we've won this project. And if we jump over to here, we should see in here the project get created. So we can see it's created. We can see it's linked to the original lead. And if we head over to the lead, we can see that the date has now been timestamped in there. So if we just go back and look exactly what happened, run history, expand this here, we can see the record matches the condition. The record was created in the projects table. We ran the script and it output the date for us, and then we use that to update the record in the leads. So that's a very useful script. So once you've got that script once, obviously you can use that again and again. Just keep it somewhere safe, and then every time you need that, you can just cut and paste that in there. So that will gives you an idea of how to use scripting in Airtable, and also a very useful little snippet of code as well. So hope that was useful. See you next time.